just take it down for a minute more, because I want to have the great privilege of introducing this next speaker, and I want you all to listen to this for a moment. Fiorello LaGuardia was a great mayor of the city of New York. Actually, long before he was mayor in the 1920s, he said this about New York City, and I want you to listen. He said, "New York City is the richest city in the world. But until every child has enough to eat, and every home has light and air, and every person a chance for happiness, it is not the city that it ought to be." Brothers and sisters, isn't that still true about our city today? Isn't that still true about our lives today? We know there are children who go hungry in our city. We know there are people who struggle for housing. But what did Mayor LaGuardia mean when he said the chance for happiness? He kind of alluded back, right, to the Declaration of Independence, the chance for happiness. What is that chance? It's the chance to become an educated person. An educated person has a chance to be happy. They can make their own way. They can make the road. They can make the path. We are very fortunate in our city today to have elected as mayor, by an overwhelming mandate of the voters of our city, the man who is going to lead us to the city that we ought to be. And that is our mayor, Mayor Bill de Blasio. Let's hear it for the mayor.
Brothers and sisters, are you ready to make your voices heard? Will we stand up for our children? Will we stand up for our future? And we're going to bring it home for New York City, aren't we? I have to tell you, I knew I loved Kathy Nolan already, but isn't she amazing? She revved us all up. Let's give her our thanks. I want to thank all the leaders who helped to put together this today, this wonderful rally, and all the leaders who have spoken to you. I want to thank Shelley Silver for his endless devotion to the cause of our children. Thank you, Speaker Silver. I want to thank Senator Jeff Klein, who's been with us throughout this fight for pre-K and after school. I want to thank Council Speaker Melissa Mark Viverito, who brought up a bunch of her council colleagues. The City Council is in the house today. And so many leaders who have been part of this effort have spoken to us today, have done so much to build it. Some of them with us, some of them not. I especially want to thank Assemblymember Jeff Aubrey and Assemblymember Kareem Kamara and Senator Liz Kruger, so many who have been part of building this extraordinary effort, and all the elected officials. Any elected official who is up here is standing up for our children. Give them your thanks right now. Now, let me paint a picture for you, brothers and sisters. In about 6 months, a new school year begins. In just about 6 months. And because of your work, because of your energy, because of your passion, we are closer than ever to opening next school year with 54,000 full-day pre-K seats in New York City. That's tens of thousands more full-day seats than we have today, and that is a game changer for our children, a game changer for our families. And because of what you're doing here today, we are closer than ever to providing nearly 120,000 middle school children with after school. So they'll be safe, they'll be secure, they'll be learning more every day. And we want to build their future. We want to open doors for them. And what you're doing today is part of that. Now, we need one more push to get there. I think everyone in this room knows what full-day pre-K would mean for our children and our families, what after-school would mean. You know it. You feel it. You hear it from the people in your families and your lives. Now we're in the home stretch. And we have built a movement over these last months, and now this movement, it's time for it to crescendo. It's time for it to be felt here in Albany. Let's remind anyone who doesn't yet understand, let's remind them of these facts. The full-day pre-K is one of the greatest tools we have to uplift our children. And it's been proven over and over again. A child who has quality early childhood education, that child's going to go farther in school. They're going to have better opportunities for employment. They're going to have so many things that will give them a better life, and they're less likely to have run-ins with the law. So you have kids who are going to live safer lives and communities that are going to be safer. And we see it time and time again. And we know from the children in our lives that when a child is young, when a child is 3, when a child is 4, they can learn in an extraordinary way. They have an insatiable appetite for education and learning. But our school system doesn't recognize that right now because most kids don't get full-day pre-K. So we know when they can best learn. We know when we can lay that foundation, and yet for decades and decades we haven't been doing it. And this is the year when we're going to change that once and for all. Are you ready to change that? We also know a second thing. We know that for kids who haven't had some of the advantages of other children, for kids who start life a little farther behind, full-day pre-K can be the game changer. It can be the transcendent moment for them. It can help them to get on a strong footing. Now, I remind you, we have too many kids in the current system that aren't making it. We put in a lot of resources, but we don't get what we're looking for in the end. Graduation rate is not what it needs to be, and even for those who graduate, only 1 in 4 are college ready. We don't accept that reality. We don't accept a reality that leaves our children unready for their futures. And we're not going to do things the same old way and expect a different result. What do they say the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result? We're not falling for that. We know that we won't get the change we need without pre-K and without after school, without doing things profoundly differently. Now, I just mentioned to you that only 1 in 4 of our graduating seniors is college ready. And that's a painful statistic. But let me tell you something that's going to be even a little more painful to hear. And this shows you how far we have to go. Talking about African American graduating seniors, only 11% college ready. Latino graduating seniors, only 12% college ready. So that is not the strong, equal society filled with opportunity that we need to build. We can only build that if we invest fully in full-day pre-K and after school. Now, the third thing I want to say to you is, we know we're ready this September to provide pre-K for 54,000 kids full day. And we reached out all over the city to principals, to community-based organizations. We said, you know, some people say there are not enough seats available for our children. If we want to do full-day pre-K, do you have seats? Can you help us out? We needed to find 21,000 seats. In just a few weeks' time, we found 29,000 seats available right now for our children. Now, the fourth thing I want to say to you is, You're the leaders. You're the activists. You're coming all the way to Albany to speak for all the people of our city. And let me tell you, you have such extraordinary support behind you in the 5 boroughs. We've been talking about this issue for almost a year and a half, and the consensus has grown and grown and grown. And now you look all around the city. Parents and teachers, business leaders, union leaders, clergy, celebrities, you name it. People are gathering around this cause, and they're joining this cause more and more. And the last time there was a public opinion poll about this plan for full-day pre-K and for after-school, 72% of New Yorkers believe this is what we need for our children, and you're leading the way so we can get it. Now, I've said time and time again, asking those who have done very well, asking those who are wealthy, who make $500,000 or more, to do just a little more so our children can succeed. Just a little more so we can have a stronger city in the future. Well, that's just plain fair, and the people know it's fair. And we've said time and again, that money goes for 2 things and 2 things only: full-day pre-K and after-school for middle school kids, because that's our #1 priority for this city. So we know the facts. The facts are on our side. The people are on our side. Now we have to get Albany on our side. Now, the people up here, they're believers. In fact, Shelley Silver has been trying for almost 2 decades to get universal full-day pre-K done for this city. And he has needed the kind of support we have here today to bring this idea to fruition once and for all. So Albany has heard this plan before, but this is the year that the people's voice is going to ring loud. This is the year we're going to convince Albany no more waiting, no more delays, no more watering down when we need this for our children now. And when we do, we're going to be able to say that the greatest city in the nation is also the greatest in terms of its embrace of all our children. It's also the greatest because we're making our schools better all the time. It's also the greatest because we're creating opportunity for all. That's what this is about. I have to tell you personally, I became convinced a long time ago. It started the day Kiara was born, and my life changed forever. And like any parent or grandparent or aunt and uncle, when you see that child for the first time, your life changes forever. And Charlene and I were lucky. We found a great full-day pre-K for Kiara and Dante. We found great after-school programs, and we saw how it made them stronger all the time. We saw how it instilled a love of learning in our children, and it made them ready for more. And we want that for every child. It doesn't matter what zip code you're in, every child deserves that. So it shouldn't be about luck. We should never consider full-day pre-K and after-school a luxury. It's not something for the chosen few. It's something that was meant to be for all our children. And that's what we're fighting for today. And let me say one last thing in English, and then I'd like to favor you with a few sentences in Spanish. Por favor. Here's the truth about what you're doing and why it's so urgent. Every year that goes by that our children don't have full-day pre-K, we lose another chance to uplift them. We lose another chance to get it right. Think about the children you know in your lives. You want the best for them. You don't want to see a single child not get that strong start, but every year, this great vision that's been left on the table in Albany time and time again. Every year we leave it on the table. We leave another year of children behind. And soon we leave a whole generation of children behind. And I refuse to do that. I didn't come here to leave a generation of children behind. I came here to uplift a generation of children. So, brothers and sisters, when we win this fight, and we will win this fight, this will be your victory. It'll be a victory you brought home for our children. And they're going to feel their lives getting better. It's a victory you're going to bring home for parents who are going to finally have something they can rely on, knowing their kids have that full-day pre-K guaranteed, knowing their kids are safe and secure after school and learning more. That is the victory you're going to win. And when we win, we take another step towards making our wonderful city, our beautiful city, our city of 8.4 million people, a place of opportunity for all. That is what we aim to do. Y ahora en español. Solamente un poquito. El gran impacto que pre-kindergarten tiene en el desempeño educativo de los estudiantes es innegable. Los niños que van a pre-kindergarten podrían tener problemas para pasar de grado y graduarse de la secundaria. Cuando ganamos, excuse me, I got my wrong. Cuando ganemos. Gracias. Mi profesora. Cuando ganemos esta lucha y vamos a ganar, será porque